Welcome, 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 and thank you for taking this opportunity to advance your financial literacy through my course on how to establish credit. So without wasting any time, we're going to jump right into it. As you can see, the first slide that we have here is on the essentials, the essential things that you need before establishing yourself in credit. Essential step number one is having and maintaining a budget. Now here, what I would need for you to do is on a piece of paper, I need for you to draw a nice long line. And on top of that line to the left, I need you to write income. And on top of that line to the right, I need for you to write expenses slash bills. Under income, you're going to list every way that you make money monthly in that amount. If you just make money from your job, you put job one, job two, maybe, and you will write the amount monthly that you make from that job out to the right. If you have any side hustles or any trades that you do that pay out monthly, you could write those down as well. We want to take into account every bit of income that you have. Under expenses, I need for you to list every expense that you have. Every expense, whether that's rent, car note, phone bill, lights, water, whatever expenses that you have, I need for you to list that under expenses slash bills. And what I like to do is I like to round all my expenses up to the nearest whole number, 0 or 5. That way, if I pay more or if I budget for more, I will know that I will always have enough money to take care of my bills. So that's a little tip from me. And also, you should write down any habits that you have that are important to you monthly, because if you do them very frequently, then you need to tie them into your budget just to see where you stand initially. Now you might have to trim this later on just to have excess money, but for right now, just to get all the cards on the table, write down everything that's maybe a habit for you. If for females, for instance, if you like to get your hair done and your nails done monthly, like it's a must every month that you pay for these things, you need to equate those into your budget as an expense, because it's costing you money. You're spending money to get it done, so you need to do that. And for example, for guys, if you like nice clothes or nice shoes, and that's something that you know you spend your money on monthly, then you need to add that in as well. No shortcuts here. We putting every expense that we have down. We need to see what this raw budget looks like. Also, a key tip, I will need for you to add savings under expense slash bills. Yes, add savings under expense slash bills. And out to the right of that, the amount that I would like for you to add is $200. Yes, $200. Now the purpose of this is because you want to treat your savings as if it's an obligation. We don't want to play around with that. We want to make sure we're contributing to ourselves as well, just like we are contributing to these businesses that's running out here. You want to contribute to yourself as well. What we want to do here is you want to come underneath the budget that you just created. In total, you need to add all the income that you have, write that amount down at the bottom, write income and write that total number, and then you subtract the total number of expenses slash bills that you have. So for example, here I'm going to say the total income that I have is $1,000, and I'm going to say the total expenses, including the 200 that I added for savings, is going to total me at $700. So you subtract the expense from the income and you will end up with what we call free cash flow. All right, with the free cash flow, there's a few things that you could do with it. Of course, you already taking care of those necessities that you feel are important to you, your hair, your nails, your shoes, and you also accounted for your bills. And not only did you do those things, but you also accounted for $200 in savings for yourself. You accounted for $200 in savings for yourself. Therefore, you have $300 left. For this example, I have $300 left. Now, what I could do is I could add more to my savings, or I could spend this money however it is that I choose outside of those things that I do monthly. Therefore, I have a little bit more money to play around with, have a little bit more fun with. I took care of the things that I deem are important. So let's say that you have totaled your income and all of your expenses, and when you subtract the number, you end up with a negative number. This simply means that you have too many things that are an obligation. If it's a want, not necessarily a need, like subscriptions, our subscription to streaming sites, to music sites, things of that nature. If these things are totaling into your expenses, then it's time to trim that down, because you don't want to create a budget and at the end of it you realize that you have a negative number. Now, if you end up realizing that you have a negative number, that just helps you understand that you must make some changes to your life in order to sustain a healthy financial life. And that doesn't mean to cut back all the time, but right now, out of necessity, that is what we're trying to make happen.